Unhinged, and today we have Joseph Angelo. Joseph, how you doing, my man?
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
I'm good, thank you. But more importantly, how are you and how are you feeling though?
Hold on, give me 2 seconds. I hear you, but you sound like a like a robot. I don't know if it's you or me. All right, that's way better. It must have been my Bluetooth. How you doing, man?
Hey, not bad, thank you. Yeah, we're about just over a month out of your fight in March. How is fight camp going, and how are you feeling with the weight cut?
Yeah, camp is going great. It's not as big as a weight cut just because I'm fighting a little heavier. I usually fight 185, but now I got an opportunity to fight at 205, so that's always a good thing. I don't have to, you know, cut out too much food.
For sure, for sure. I want to jump right into it. We only got about 15 minutes here. I know to give us a little time slot, so we'll jump right into it. You know, you got a fight coming up. You're fighting for a PFL contract. Let's just correct me if I'm wrong, but you won your last fight, MMA fight in 2017, and you've been doing some bare knuckle boxing. So, talk about like what prompted you to get into the bare knuckle boxing in the first place.
Yeah, in MMA, I'm on a 6 fight win streak. And then that last fight you spoke of, I won like a title, a pro title. And when I didn't get signed by like any organizations like ONE FC or UFC or Bellator, I kind of got discouraged. And I said, you know what, I'm just gonna take a break from fighting. And then bare knuckle offered me a fight with good money. So I said, yeah, why not? You know, it's not bad money and it's still fighting. So yeah, I'll do it. And that's how I got into it.
Now, it looks like you've had a few bouts there. Now, I understand you're focused on this fight. This is your priority. But is this something that you would pursue maybe in the future?
Yeah, I mean, anyone who knows me knows that if it involves fighting, I'll do it. Right? I love combat. I love conflict. You know, it's so I'll never rule anything out. But yeah, right now my main focus is mixed martial arts, getting to throw the the kicks and the elbows again. I'm excited.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. When you were called to get a call for potential contract with the PFL and fighting PFL contract, what was your first initial reaction? And I mean, considering like all the glory and riches that PFL is given at the end of the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, obviously my first emotion was gratitude. I was very gracious that Ed Lima called me, and there's a lot of people out there who want this opportunity, and to be called, um, it's a blessing. So, I was just gracious that I got the call, and it shows that everything I've done up until now in my career, it holds weight. You know, I'm not just a tomato can. I'm someone who's being considered by the top organization, one of them in the fight organization. So yeah, I was very gracious that I got the call.
For sure. And talking about your opponent, you're such a bad match.
Um, oh, hold on. I'm getting you're cutting out pretty good. Can you please repeat? Can you repeat that last question?
I apologize. Honestly, my all my interviews tonight have been just like internet connection been terrible tonight. Sorry. So my question was, your opponent, Nick Kohring. Uh, what your thoughts about your opponent, and why is it that you're such a bad matchup for him?
It's not that I'm a bad matchup for him. I think we're a perfect matchup for each other because he the way he fights will I'll be able to display how good my countering is and I say people like this. It's going to be the Forrest Griffin versus Anderson Silva match, right? You see Forrest just kind of went in and he's a big puncher and Anderson's kind of sleek and he's a really good counter puncher. I feel like that's how it's going to go. I got to stay away from his left hand. But you also have to be wary of my countering.
And what's been the main focus of this fight camp?
Um, Being light on my feet. He's a pressure fighter, so I'm working on a lot of footwork. That L footwork. Backing up and going to that L and working on my timing and engaging. So, um, pretty much just movement and stick and move is pretty much my main focus for this camp because he hits hard. I don't want to get hit by him.
100%. And speaking about your fight, will your fight be attending the fight, or do you not allow her to watch the fights live? What's the situation there?
My wife comes to every one of my fights. She can't relax unless she's there. Uh, yeah, she comes. I make sure she flies out and she's at every single one of them. She doesn't, she gets nervous, of course. Especially my last couple of fights have been bare knuckle, so I've been getting bloodied up and I'm getting stitched up a lot. But I have to have her there. She's the first person I look for when I get out. When I get introduced.
Awesome, awesome. And obviously, this is still a long stretch at the moment. You're still fighting for the contract, but how does that $1 million sound?
It sounds good, man. I got a big family, so it sounds like grocery money. Got a lot of kids to feed, so it's always good to have a cool million just socked away in the bank.
Oh, 100%. And I mean, given that opportunity, say you win it all, you go to the final, you win it. How would you spend that $1 million?
Um, I'd buy groceries first, and then I don't know, man. I'd just put it away, put it in an IRA, and let it collect interest. I have a really good job, so I make decent money, so I would just let it collect interest over time.
And what's your opinion about the idea that some of these guys coming from different organizations, maybe they weren't as successful or they're not getting the money that they feel they should, and then they come to PFL and they make it to the final and they win it all. They win that $1 million. I mean, that's got to be quite this. That could be quite the story.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of people's Cinderella story, right? It's a second chance at life, and I think PFL, their format, the way they treat the fighters and the pay is just it's setting the bar very high, and it's making all of the other quote unquote elite organizations look very bad. So, and I love what PFL's doing.
Well, I mean, your nickname is the Cinderella Man, so maybe you have to live up to that nickname.
Yes, yes, I do. This is my second chance at everything. So yeah, Cinderella story, man. It's what I live for.
Can you kind of elaborate on how you got that nickname in the first place?
Yeah, so it was actually has a lot to do with bare knuckle. It's basically why I got into bare knuckle because I'm on that big win streak in MMA, and when I didn't really get my break, um, I have a busy life. I work 12-hour shifts. I have 4 children and a wife, so fighting at that point didn't seem like a financial decision I was going to make. It seemed more like a liability. And then when bare knuckle called, I kind of got my second chance, and that was my Cinderella story. And I still to this day I can't remember who I was speaking to, but they were like, "Yeah, that's your Cinderella story." And I just happened to be like a big James J. Braddock fan. I love that Cinderella man, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna roll with it.
Excellent. Well, it's been a pleasure talking with you. I know we don't get a whole lot of time here. So for anyone that doesn't know, Joseph Angelo will be taking on Nick Kohring at PFL Challenger Series on March 10th.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be a fun time.
So thank you again. Absolutely. Well, again, thank you again for taking the time for coming on here, and good luck with your fight.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate the time.